In today's video, we will talk about the ugliest things that you should know about how disaster in Canada right now, and why people don't suggest visiting this dreamy place anymore. Is this concerning, or you should ignore the darkest truth? We will talk about the government, taxes, weather, and community, and the last one, make sure you stay until the end, because this might shock you about what they hide. Additionally, if you keep watching until the end, we will give you the bonus ideas why content creators, immigrants, and students leaving this country and why you should too. Let's talk first about the costs of living. An example is a monthly rental in Canada can cost up to $2,000. For some people, this price is not acceptable, and per year their rentals get high per $100. This is not an affordable cost to pay. We aren't finished because, as you may know, Canadians are required to pay taxes ranging from 40% to 50% depending on their income. This is just an example of comments that people are not accepting what's happening in Canada right now. I hope this might help you to understand that this video is not fake scenarios in our head. Now let's talk about the government. They say Canada offers a free healthcare service to everyone. Based on Canadian and immigrant people, this promise of healthcare service is a big false. But why? Because in some of the hospitals you have to wait more hours and in long lines before someone approaches you. This experience traumatized Canadian and immigrant people. People are asking if the government is asking for 40% to 50% taxes, why free healthcare service is not a top priority. What happened? Let's now discuss the weather, which is a brutal reality in Canada. When someone hears Canada, some people picture an attractive nation with plenty of snowfall. However, the current harsh weather conditions encourage immigrants to wish to leave Canada since they negatively impact their work and way of life. People in Canada currently experience both positive and negative relationships with their weather. They must endure the cold no matter what, even if it negatively impacts their job and way of life at times. Just think of the misery they go through because of the government, taxes, expense of living, and weather that affects their way of life. If you enjoy this type of video, please don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. Despite their reputation as the world's cleanest and most humble people, Canadians have begun to behave disrespectfully and rudely. Based on some content creators, they experience increased crimes. Why is this happening? According to certain Canadian news sources, you could get hit in the face by someone while you're out for a stroll and then hurt in a public place for no apparent reason. The most terrifying part is that some illegal substances are also legal in Canada. Homeless individuals use these drugs freely and don't care if anyone sees them. This is insane, because imagine you have a family or kids, you want to be safe, because you believe this country give you and your family a good job and free health care. But suddenly, things change. That's why some content creators, students, and immigrants want to leave this country right away. As you can see, there are a ton of videos online discussing how the Canadian government treats its citizens. Some of these videos have been forced to shut down, and some Canadians are unable to use their phones without a VPN to access news or websites from other countries. Why is this happening? And is it true that the government of Canada wants to rule over its citizens? If you're still here, we appreciate your presence. Now let's talk about the final. But before we proceed, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Please click our subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any video like this. The massive woke ideology issue, don't get me wrong, we respect these people and let them do what they want, and some of the Canadian people support them as well. But the massive flags and posters as you walk and visit streets, business corners, and every block of Canadian house we see these posters, Black Lives Matter and trans flag. Some citizens are quite sick with this, and if you try to stop them and shout about it, you might become upset with someone. So Canada is not as safe, cozy and fun as it was, what you see on commercials, ads, and the internet may not be true about Canada anymore. Finally, but just as importantly, if you're still with us and watching our last bonus, don't forget to check out our other social media accounts and related videos by checking our description. Government issue, why does this matter so much? Let's talk about how the government is becoming more powerful over its citizens, immigrants, and other relatively minor factors that affect how they handle and control people, even if we are already tackling free health care. You are unable to access certain websites, social media platforms, podcasts, or news sources due to censorship. However, if you do attempt to access some of these available news sources, may it be blocked? You need to use a VPN. Why is the government having so much control over its citizens, and what is it trying to hide? We don't want to make this video longer, but we can create it for part 2 of this topic. We hope to discuss this topic further in our next video. If you liked it, kindly leave a comment below for part 2. If you found this video helpful, share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you experienced any of these challenges, or do you have a different perspective on moving to Canada? As always, thanks for tuning in. Stay informed, stay curious, and until next time, this is Endless Odyssey.